Chris Hemsworth's physique for Thor Love and Thunder might be the most comic accurate physique we've ever seen. Chris is looking way bigger than when we first saw his Thor physique back in 2011. Man, he's even looking a lot bigger than when we last saw his physique back in 2017's Thor Ragnarok. So what changes has Chris made to his training, diet, and supplementation that have made such a big difference when it comes to his physique? Well, I'm Paris Demers, a full-time personal trainer and online coach, and in this video, I'll be breaking down everything you need to know about how Chris Hemsworth built his biggest Thor body yet, including his steroid use. And at the end of the video, I'll be supplying you with a full workout program based off of his training so you can become the biggest, most jacked version of yourself as well. If you guys are enjoying the videos, make sure to like and subscribe and comment down below who you want me to cover next. So Chris Hemsworth's goal for Thor Love and Thunder can be summed up in 2 words: strongest ever. Chris was determined to live up to the Thor that we see in the comics, so he needed to be the biggest, strongest, and most well-conditioned that he's ever been. This was a big goal, and it was going to take a whole lot of time and consistent hard work to achieve. But seeing as Chris's Thor Love and Thunder training started in early 2020, time was something that he was going to have a surplus of. See, at the start of 2020, Chris was working on his documentary Limitless, which actually included an episode on strength training when the pandemic hit. So Chris and his team took full advantage of his newfound free time and went all out to prep for Thor Love and Thunder. Since Chris was already doing a lot of strength training for Limitless, he continued on the program he was doing until June of 2020. Then his training was restructured to focus specifically on hypertrophy, aka building muscle mass. He would do 9 weeks of training at a time that would increase in intensity as the weeks went on, and then he would take a deload week every 10th week. A deload week is a week in your program where you decrease your overall training volume and intensity by around 25 to 40% to allow for your body to fully recover from all the previous weeks of training. And it also lets you take advantage of something called super compensation. So Chris continued this process for over 30 weeks, allowing him to grow from a starting weight of 207 pounds to a huge 236 pounds by the time they started filming Thor Love and Thunder in January 2021. So that's the rough outline of his training plan, but now there's 3 things we need to break down: his diet, the specifics of his training plan, and his steroid use. Let's start with the diet first. While Chris was in peak bulking mode, he would eat roughly every 2 to 3 hours and would eat 6 meals during the day, and then he'd have his biggest meal for dinner after a brutal training session. Each of his meals consisted of roughly 450 calories, with around 30 to 40% protein, 30% carbs, and 30% fat. This is a ton of food, and at times, Chris really struggled to pack it all in. So to make it a little easier to get all those calories down, Chris had a private chef who would make sure that Chris was getting a lot of variety when it came to his meals. This is actually a really good tip. When it comes to bulking, variety and novelty is key. Try to have as much variety as you can when it comes to the flavors you're having in your meals. If everything you're eating is really one note, it's going to be tough to pack back 400 to 800 calories per meal. So along with variety, Chris emphasizes the importance of liquid calories while bulking up. And I agree, that's another great tip. Eating 3,000 to 5,000 calories a day while bulking can be a grind. So if you're able to chug an 800 calorie smoothie between meals, it definitely makes things a lot easier. So the thing Chris actually struggled with the most during his prep for Thor Love and Thunder was actually dealing with the discomfort of being as big as he was. It really limited him when it came to doing the activities that he loves, like surfing. This is a real problem. Getting huge is pretty fun. You know, your strength goes through the roof and you feel like a monster, but you definitely start to notice that you lose a good amount of mobility and a lot of athleticism when you pack on that much mass. But speaking of packing on mass, let's talk about the program that let him do just that. Like I said before, Chris's bodybuilding program was structured into 10-week blocks with 9 weeks of training and then a 1-week deload. He trained 5 days a week while using a classic bro split. So you would do a chest day, a back day, shoulder day, an arm day, and a leg day. This is a very upper body focused program, and it kind of makes sense as, you know, when's the last time you saw Thor wearing shorts? The focus of the program is the same as the focus of the camera when it comes to Thor, and that's definitely arms and shoulders. These workouts were made up of classic bodybuilding movements, like push-ups, bench press, rows, deadlifts, and more. I think this is a totally respectable program considering Chris's goals for Thor, aka all arms and no legs. But for someone who wants to be more well-rounded and athletic, I would recommend something like a push-pull legs training split. But with that being said, if your goal is to look like Thor, I'll be providing a slightly modified version of this program for you to use at the end of the video. But first, we gotta talk about the elephant in the room: Chris's steroid use. So it's pretty commonly accepted in the fitness community that Chris Hemsworth hits the sauce hard. Back for the first Thor movie, Chris put on 25 pounds of mass in 6 months without really putting on much body fat at all. Since then, his physique has fluctuated up and down depending on the role that he's been playing. But for Thor Love and Thunder and also the Hulk Hogan biopic he's been working on, he has gone all out and his physique is just insane. He looks like he's gained another 10 to 20 pounds of muscle mass from his time in the original Thor, all while staying crazy lean. Obviously, he has great genetics and works super hard, but these are just not results you can achieve naturally. Now, I don't actually have a problem with celebrities celebrities using steroids as long as they're transparent and honest about what they're doing. But unfortunately, Chris Hemsworth is the furthest thing from honest. Chris uses his unreal physique to promote his training app Center. The Center app has all kinds of blog posts and promotional videos talking about how you can use the app to build muscle just like Chris Hemsworth. But of course, they leave out any mention of the copious amounts of performance-enhancing drugs Chris has used to get his physique to where it is. I only mention all this because I want you guys to have realistic expectations when it comes to what's naturally achievable in the gym. You can build an amazing body naturally, but it's going to take years of consistency and hard work, so don't get discouraged if you don't blow up as fast as some of your favorite celebrities. With all that being said, Chris Hemsworth clearly works super hard, and fitness is a huge part of his life, and he wouldn't look as good as he does even with steroids if that wasn't the case. So here's the program I designed based off of Chris Hemsworth's training for Thor Love and Thunder. It's an upper body focused, 5-day-a-week bodybuilding split. Leave any questions you might have down below in the comments. Now go check out my video on Chris Pratt's secrets to losing fat and keeping it off. See you there.